Greetings, adventurers. I'm Travis Vengroff, the DM and storyteller, producer, editor of the Dark Dice podcast. Today, we're doing something unique, a crossover episode. That's right, this week our core cast is going to be joined by some of your favorite characters, our dear friends from the Lucky Die podcast. This is not a gimmick. These events are canonical for both shows and represent some very important plot points and character development, so this isn't an episode you'll want to skip, just in case you were thinking about it. If for some reason you've heard this episode before, perhaps on the Lucky Die podcast 4 years ago, and some of the details seem a bit different, that's largely because their cut of the episode was geared a little bit more toward the Lucky Die audience. But also, Dark Dice-centric plot elements were intentionally not shared with my co-DM before editing this, as she's a core cast member of our show. Additionally, an entire scene, a small library with lurking sentient mimics, and the ambush that took place within that room was cut from our game for runtime. All references to that encounter, which you might find some of in the Lucky Die release of this episode, were removed, as without such betrayal and ambush, the scene just comes off as comical, detracting from the tone of this otherwise mind-bending horror. A final note is that any references to Wizards of the Coast's intellectual property have been removed for legal reasons. So let's get to it.
Welcome back, dear listeners, to Dark Dice. I'm your co-guide in this story, Valonda, the storyteller of the Lucky Die, and the voice of Rowena, the Dwarven Bard. Previously, the trailer corpses caught up with young Rowena and her cousin Sindri as they tried to leave the city of Ordin. After battling and escaping the city guard, they followed a strange woman through a mysterious door, an enchanted portal. But who was the mysterious woman who helped them? Who were the people who teleported in front of them? And what darkness was stirring within Rowena? I guess we're about to find out.
Hey, I'm Drew, and I'm playing Elias, otherwise known as Payne, the human monk.
Hey, I'm Tanja Milojevic, and I play Lirril, the Delvin Druid.
Hello there. My name is Eyþór Viðarsson, and I'll be playing Father Sindri Westpike, a cleric of Celagon.
Hi, I'm Casey, and I play Zaltanna, a Dwarven Paladin.
I'm Neil, the editor of The Lucky Die, and I play the Dragonborn monk, Rhal.
I'm Arch, and I play the Elven Psionicist, Balance.
Four travelers stood in a large room that had once served as a welcoming area, perhaps to a temple, perhaps one dedicated to chaos, but one which now sat in ruin. Moss covered the three dancing nymphs and prone green man that formed a tarnished bronze fountain, long cracked and dried. This centerpiece was lined with broken wooden benches that had been carved with a skill not seen in ages, yet ruined all the same. Assorted bones littered the room sparingly, and from a cursory glance, these contained a mixture of creatures ranging from wolves to tieflings, and the place where windows should have been simply opened to a depthless black, from which no sound or movement could be discerned. The room's hallway extended beyond the fountain, though where it led was unclear as attentions shifted from the two dwarves, the Delvin and the human, to their potential savior, an old woman staring before them. A long, curling mess of hair leading to the beaked, spidery mask that covered her nose and obscured her facial features. The woman wore a toga-like robe, blue and pinned with a brooch of the All-Creator Fernuine, a swirling weave of magic. But before the team could ask their questions, a portal opened, a rip in the very fabric of space heralded by an alchemical scent as a burst of flame briefly blinded the team. As their eyes adjusted, the space was now occupied by a dwarf, a scaleskin, and an elf who had just materialized quite literally out of thin air. The first was a heavy-set dwarf woman, her scowl lines matching the threatening glare that quickly formed, A wedding ring and a holy symbol on a necklace sat above a patched chainmail tunic which covered her arms, and a greatsword quickly found its way into her grip. Next was a sneering elf whose sunken eyes painfully bored into each mind it gazed upon. Gaunt and wearing a high-collared inquisitor's jacket of red and black, his short, poorly dyed hair and the deep-set engraving of thorn-covered vines on his forehead seemed to pull some of his skin off the skull itself, lending to the idea of a lich, or perhaps one already on the path towards some damnation yet unknown. Finally, a tall dragonborn, clad in a hooded long-sleeved shirt, bandages, dirt, and the stains of recent battle struggled to catch his breath. His talons drew the attention of the team, dangerous weapons in their own right. But beneath his drawn hood, a most curious sight. From his lower jaw to his throat, a red, raw patch, devoid of scales, corroding painfully under rotting flesh, and drips of acid hissing down his maw. These three figures seemed wild, dangerous.
Who the hell's are you?
As moments passed without an answer, Rowena, still leaning on Father Westpike, pulled her dagger.
Oh, you pull out your dagger and Zaltanna pulls out her big-ass greatsword.
Lirril pulls out her dagger as well.
We don't want any trouble, please. Put down your weapon. Rowena, hold your blade.
Very reluctantly, she'll put it back. Okay, if you don't want to start nothing...
Where are we?
So they speak. That's an improvement.
The old woman stepped between the strangers, pacing while sizing each of them up in turn.
We are within Cromana, specifically a temple dedicated to the Grand Creator.
What the fuck is Cromana?
The physical juncture where nightmares and dreams are made manifest, where the lost may wander, and where some who seek healing or guidance venture.
Why does my magic not work here? I call upon my Lord Celagon, and he does not answer.
Because your rational lord holds no power over the domain of the Great Weaver, nor this grand monument of chaos. None but Fenwine may weave magic within this space.
Okay, we're gonna have a problem here. Is it just this room or is it the entire wherever the fuck we are?
You'll find the strength of your gods soon enough.
Okay, we're fine then.
Tell us more about this place, and tell us all you can. What is your purpose in leading us here? What do you want?
A mouse pursued by beasts questions her rescuer. You wished to live, and I saw potential within you. In coming here, you were equally saved and trapped. This is a house of healing, yes, but the way home for the plural you will not be easily reached. I did, and will, however, aid you.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Bounds, clutching his head, kind of wincing, just looks at the crone. How we got here is a little bit of a peculiarity. Have you by chance seen a very horrific-looking skeletal figure, maggots and weird creatures, little insects crawling on him, big scaly wings?
He doesn't always have that.
Well, that's how he just appeared to us, Rhal, so I mean...
Many lost spirits come here to seek guidance. You'll have to be more specific.
This one wasn't really just dead. This was a shepherd of the dead?
It's a specter. Specter from the stalking.
That.
I can't say. I'm reminded of a certain shrieking lady who passed through more recently. But many wayward dead linger in this hospice for decades or centuries. If that is your priority, we can search for them.
You said this hospice? So there are others nearby?
No, the hospice is... This temple is a small realm within a larger demiplane. Putrid lakes of glass, hushed spires, forests of rot, the accursed Vermilion Abattoir. You can find all manner of queer lands here.
Are we near the roaming forest? Actually, you know what? I don't want to know. I just want to get Sindri home. But let's say we don't want to be here for decades or whatnot. What's the best way to find an exit?
The Great Weaver controls Cromana, a woman, a god, cursed to the form of a hideous spider. If you can pluck the eye of prophecy from her socket, I can use its power to control the chaos of this realm and send you home to whatever place and time you desire.
Wait, does that mean we're not on our own time?
Rowena's eyes rolled back into their hollowed sockets, her lashes now all but absent as she spasmed and fell to the ground.
Rowena!
I don't think I'm gonna make it half here, God. Please find your wife.
Rowena. Tell me where I need to go to be able to cast spells and heal her.
There are many places within Cromana where magics will work, but her condition cannot be healed by the light of your lord, nor any miracle you can work in his name.
Why do you say that, crone?
Crone? This is how followers of the Morning Lord meet hospitality. They are hosts.
Yes, then I am sorry. But what can I do to help her?
The girl is under the maligned influence of a demon, the foulest of magics.
A curse?
Of a sort. A spirit of devastation has found her, attached itself to her. Perhaps from something she ate, perhaps from a wayward grove, a bargain for her life, or the most powerful of hexes. I can stitch her bloodied wounds closed, but whatever caused them held a power beyond the physical.
I would like to call upon my knowledge of poisons.
With a 17, the symptoms did not match any poisons that Lirril was familiar with, and she knew many.
Yeah, Zaltanna has definitely not put her sword away. She slackened a little bit, but she's still holding it out there, kind of looking at Rhal, worried.
Rhal wiped the blood from his nostril, staring at it briefly.
Yeah, Rhal does not look calm. His eyes are wide, he's panicking, he's a little bit tense.
As Father Westpike failed his sanity saving throw, gaining 8 stress, he began to clench and open his fists while standing over Rowena, shaking with barely contained fury.
Is there a bed or anywhere I can lay my cousin onto?
The hospice has a number of...
The pale form of a terrified woman entered the far hallway, running frantically toward the group. She was human, with a wide scar across one cheek, dressed in a garb that struck the team as upper-class merchant or nobility, though the origin of the attire was not from a land they were familiar with, and this was no time to ponder fashion.
Father Westpike grabs Rowena close and puts himself between her and the screaming woman.
Lirril moves in front of them and raises her dagger.
Elias steps to the side.
Balance is very pointedly putting Zaltanna between him and the screaming woman.
Because Rhal doesn't look like he's doing anything about it.
Zaltanna's just like, okay, great, now I've got to, take care of both of these idiots.
As the woman ran closer, she noted that all present had their weapons drawn, and skidded to a halt before them, hands raised before fidgeting nervously at the crescent-shaped charm on her necklace.
My lords and stars! Please don't kill me! Bernjuine, please don't kill me! There's someone coming! Please, whoever the hell you are, please! Oh, my lady! Please tell them not to hurt me! The shrieking lady, she's coming!
This one is no threat.
Can you lot please promise to keep me safe? Because, I don't want to die.
No promises here.
I hope at least one of you guys can fight.
Can I please get past you?
What else do you know about this screaming lady? And what is this nonsense?
From behind the terrified woman, a dark blood-red mist materialized, condensing and swirling into the form of a humanoid. A woman with a shrieking face of dark crimson and purple features, lines of flesh peeling off and dropping toward the ground before reforming on her face within the stormy mist. As the team's resolve was tested, their very sanity, the woman began to shriek. Combat had begun.
Oh, I'm frightened, so then I'm actually going to go the other way.
As his first encounter with the undead, Elias could not stop his limbs from shaking, and simply stepped aside, making room for his comrades. Behind him, Lirril raised her staff, and during a series of odd but intricate movements, claws bent up from wood and hooked thorny spines covered its surface, transforming the simple walking stick into a chitinous implement of pain.
I respect my decision to continue to back up.
Father Westpike looks kind of to his hands and just makes the quick observation, there's no spells here, so nothing I can do. So he grabs his hammer off the floor, both hands, and runs at the lady.
The old dwarf hobbled toward the spirit, swinging his hammer but feeling no impact. He did feel like the essence or form of the creature dispersed slightly under his swing, and so reoriented himself so that this fiend would not reach his cousin. Meanwhile, Rhaljak began to whisper to himself, using his trained stillness of mind to overcome his fears, taking one step, then another, closer toward the ghost.
Trusty Spectre, Trusty Spectre.
I'm so proud of you. You come so far.
The elf named Balance clasped his hands together before sweeping them out in an arc, a brilliant aura of strategic mind washing over his new allies in a newfound sense of trust and cohesion. Each could now sense what the other was doing, as if they were a single entity, a strange sensation indeed. The shrieking lady swung a clawed hand toward Father Westpike's eyes, then another, the dwarf dodging all except a single talon which slashed into his shoulder for 3 damage.
You have to leave! Leave!
I'm pretty sure I have 2 hand axes, so I'll fucking throw both of them at her. Like, she like goes to move forward and then she's like, oh, fuck this. And she like grabs her 2 hand axes and she just goes, ah! Like throws them, screaming. A war scream.
That's what Zaltanna's telling herself, but everyone else hears a very frightened scream.
They are war screams, motherfucker!
As axes were thrown, and as they reached their target, the paladin called upon the power of her god to smite her enemy.
Bring down the holy thunder!
An explosion of light erupted from the spirit of Malice for 29 damage, and after vision returned, it was clear that the ghost was fading, and fading more with each strike.
Fools! Fools!
So inspired, Elias threw a dart through the shrieking ghost, dispersing her further as Lirril swiped her wicked staff over Father Westpike's head, making contact with the ghost's face, teeth and skin shattering in ethereal ectoplasm as Father Westpike swung from below, as if trying to blow away the misty form with a heavy broom. And it was working. Rhal called upon his inner strength and moved like water, punching key locations on the spirit, reasoning that pressure points would be similar on the undead, and unexpectedly making contact with each strike. Balance, seeing that things were going really well, unleashed a psychic assault, thrusting a blade of mental energy, of his very will at the fiend, smiling as the situation returned once again to his calculated control. The ghost reeled back in pain, almost crying as it defensively swiped at Rhal, missing entirely before locking eyes with Balance.
I told you. You have to leave.
Before rising through the ceiling. Combat had concluded.
Father Westpike turns to Rhal and says, Thank you very much, but pleasantries later. Lady Githa, please. You have to help my cousin, please.
I can keep her alive, but not forever. We should seek a cure, and quickly. I can see movement beneath her skin.
If you don't mind my asking, what is it that ails her?
As I mentioned, a curse. A possession of sorts. I can carry her and attempt a number of cures while you seek out the eye.
Yes, the Eye of Prophecy. That's why I was sent here.
As the terrified woman before them spoke up, Githa took Rowena from Father Westpike, who gently moved her hair from her face before noticing a scrap of cloth in Rowena's hand.
Father Westpike wants to pull the cloth out of Rowena's hand?
As Githa began examining Rowena's pallid form before attempting silent prayers or magic, Father Westpike took a moment to recognize the triangle-shaped cloth with a bauble at the end as his nightcap.
He puts it back in her hand and closes her fist around it. You hold on to it for me.
Rowena didn't respond.
Father Westpike stands up and turns towards the Lucky Dice crew. Well, I can't say it's good to meet you, but I guess pleasantries are in order. I am Sindri Westpike, cleric to the sun god Celagon. That woman over there is my cousin, Rowena. Me and my companions are here, accidentally mostly. I see that you are not friends of whatever creatures live here, but I hope that we can help aid each other in getting out of here.
Sure. We came on purpose, I think.
Well...
We're looking for someone.
Did we?
I'm Rhal. Hi.
Did we come on purpose?
Somewhere in between there.
Or did you expect a friend trick us into going through a fucking thing?
Why would he Zaltanna? If you didn't trust him, you didn't have to jump in the portal.
I didn't jump in the portal because of your friend. I jumped in the portal because you're my friend and I trust you.
Rhal just rolls his eyes.
I mean, the sentiment is the same here, Rhal. Can't say I trust a creature born of death, but I trust you.
Look, you expect a friend's kind of cool, but, also he kind of appeared to us out of nowhere, looking terrifying as all hell, and then opened the fucking portal, just think about that from our perspectives for a second, and not as someone who, sees him every time you, vanish into thin air or whatever.
You were guided here by spirits?
I guess.
That is not uncommon, but you seem unsure of their motives. There is one within the temple who knows more of spirits, knew of spirits. His room was just down that corridor behind you.
That sounds good, but I think we should finish our introductions first, so that we're not all being like, hey, you, when we need each other.
Then again, I am Githa of the Borge.
I'm Gillian, House Caulfield. Nice to meet you all. Not really, but you seem competent, which is nice.
I'm Elias.
Yeah, I'm Zaltanna. Zaltanna Thunderhat. I'm a paladin of Tyr. And she kind of like nods at,
Westpike.
Okay. But we're both holy people. We get it. We're both dwarves. We're gonna be friends.
With a 20 on knowledge religion, Father Westpike recognised the icon of Tyr resembled the sigil of the storm god, Eldich, but warped and skewed. He was unfamiliar with the name Tyr, but suspected it could have been perhaps yet another honorific or name associated with the whale god.
Are you part of a sect of Tyr, or simply follow his teachings?
I was part of the paladin god of Tyr at the Temple of the Triad.
The temple. Could you explain what you mean by triads?
The Triad, yeah. Tyr,
Illuvian.
and what the fuck is the third one?
Totally a god we can't say the name of on the show.
I have never heard of any of these gods.
He's not important.
Wow. I mean, he's part of the Triad.
You know what? He actually almost like never comes up in anything, so I never remember.
What about you, Lich Elf with weird hair?
Weird hair?
Well, you really need to re-dye it if you want to pass as living. I don't want to say anything, but...
Well...
Oof.
I'm still debating that part. My name is Balance. Pleasure to meet you.
I am Lirril of the House of Kaigin. I would like to know what your purpose here is, all of you, before I give you any further details.
Oh, Celegon.
The cycloptic creature on her shoulder hissed as Rhal subconsciously reached a hand to pet it.
Wreath doesn't like you either.
A cycloptic lemur?
It had black and white stripes and a little round patch of dark fur surrounding its one yellow, baleful eye, which stared from person to person, waiting for the command word it hoped would come.
That sounds adorable.
It's really not.
Think Wreath doesn't like anybody but you.
Right, well met. I think someone mentioned the Eye of Prophecy. I've been sent here to retrieve it. But I can let you all use it before we part ways.
You were sent to retrieve it.
How's that so hard to believe? I hold a high rank in my house and I'm here on behalf of the gods. Thank you very much.
No god would knowingly choose you to represent them.
Piss off!
Rowena's condition is stable enough for now to be moved. I shall carry her, but we need to reach Ferrati and pluck her eye to leave this place, as I have stated. It will be dangerous.
You seem awfully knowledgeable about this area. I don't mean to cast suspicion on you, but why do you know so much but haven't left yet?
I am a keeper of this place. The last one, perhaps.
Her blue eyes almost seemed to glow in that moment as she glared at the human woman, Caulfield.
A darkness found its way here some time ago, set things askew. The few other priests of this place abandoned our other gods and other callings. The sick and the lost continue to find their way here, and I alone wait to greet them.
I'm sorry, thank you for explaining yourself. Yes, I will gladly help you get out if you can help. Rowena.
Lirril chose her words carefully before continuing in common.
I have a request. I would like Balance to translate for me. In return, I will tell you more about myself.
Balance switches over to Undercommon and says, "What do you need translated?"
I would like you to explain to me everything that all of you have just said. I understand little. I would like to be brought up to speed.
My apologies, I did not realize.
Balance recounted an explanation of what had transpired in a language he knew as Undercommon.
Very well. In that case, it seems we are reluctant allies for the moment.
Until we recover this eye, which can apparently get us back to the surface and maybe heal Rowena. Tell everyone that I've parted ways with my family and my house, and do not view them as a threat. My journey has taken me from my home in the Underkingdom. My sisters attempted to kill me several times, and I came to the surface with a human, my dearest companion, Finley. We were separated after the dwarves attacked us, and I'm searching for Finley, while trying to help my assistants, Rowena, Father Westpike, and Elias. Finley is a human from the realm of Vernasco. Tell the others.
Balance relays that to everyone, and
Every moment we waste, your cousin's condition worsens.
Yeah, zusammen, we have forgot to kill. Maybe let's get moving, or...
Are we killing the owner of the god, or are we killing some creature that has infected it? I'm sorry.
We're killing the corrupted spider god and taking her eye. Githa already explained this, weren't you listening? Ferrari's been corrupted since the ritual. More perverse, more hungry. The warlocks of the All-Shadow have turned her into little more than a feeble monster that scavenges dreams to survive. This quest should be no trouble for us.
Your irreverence towards the old weaver is sickening.
Do you not believe there's a way to save her?
Save what? The goddess is long gone. Only the husk remains.
You want us to kill a god?
Yeah. Keep up or keep drinking.
Sure. We killed the captain of the city guard, so how hard could a god be, right?
I have questions about that, but...
I agree that you require the eye.
You know, where we come from, when gods die, usually that's a signal of the apocalypse, and now you're asking us to kill one.
We're supposed to be stopping the apocalypse, not helping create it.
Then let me explain. We are stuck in Cromana, the place between places, the plane of walking dreams. It's really difficult to get here, and it's also where Ferrati lives. Right now, right at this very moment, a very powerful magic is about to shatter the entire plane into 1,000 pieces. Time works weird here, so don't ask me exactly how much time we have. If you don't want to be here when that happens, when everything explodes to crush and kill us, then I suggest that we get the eye and use it to get the hells out of here. We literally can't leave as long as the goddess is alive.
The older woman behind the mask made no effort to correct the noble.
I'm not super comfortable killing a god.
All right. Westpike, I think you're going to need some of this, and I toss in my flask.
Can I switch over to my aura sight and try to get a read on this lady? Whether or not this is the actual only way, or if she's hiding something. I got a 13 insight.
The darkness within her aura told Balance that this noble certainly had her own agendas, but that she wasn't misleading the group, at least not intentionally. So focused was he on this that Balance failed to recognize that the other woman seemed to vanish. He ended his aura sight.
We came here on purpose. We are looking for someone.
Who do you seek?
We are looking for someone named Ninverna.
There are many lost spirits here. Perhaps she's among...
Prospective friend will find the answers we seek.
He put us here for some reason,
So the demiplane's coming to an end soon, so maybe we can walk and talk.
Probably a good idea.
Lirril would like to use her dark vision to see if there are any symbols or anything on the walls that she can use her ring to read.
Lirril recognized the forms of the symbols on the walls, a sort of creation magic, forbidden and forgotten by her people. Using her ring to understand the meaning of one, she came to understand that certain gods, and their powers by association, were not welcome here. Uneasy at the prospect of killing a god, Lirril noted a number of closed doors, but was unsure if they would aid her companions in leaving, as they were closed.
Father Westpike bends down to pick up his shield and says, "Oh, I believe we have to meet with a god. Lead on, Githa."
Since I am carrying that which you cherish, I believe it would be wiser for you to lead.
Of course. Father Westpike starts walking down the hallway, and he looks behind himself, scared.
Wait, I do not think the dwarf should go first.
I'm sorry, why?
No, I'm very happy for the dwarf to go first. He's got a big hammer and a shield.
Lirril, I may not have proven myself in combat earlier today, but I assure you I am very capable. I can take the front.
You are hurt.
Barely. Scratch, my friend. Let's keep moving.
Rhal looked at Father Westpike's bleeding wounds in confusion.
Wait, what? Okay.
If I may, we do have a Lord of the Doors here with us. If anything, I would recommend that she lead. Gesturing at Zaltanna.
What?
I know.
Is that one a man dwarf?
Well, no, from where we come from, it's a very particular title bestowed upon Zaltanna here. Zaltanna is Lord of the Doors.
Yeah, damn right I am. Zaltanna gets up in front.
I'm very happy that there are a pair of dwarfs in the front here. I'm very happy with this. Carry on.
Oh, I completely agree.
Before the team was a dizzying sight. A corridor gnarled and twisted clockwise, its floors and ceilings curved, stretched, and bent, swapping places multiple times before the hallway's path curved out of view above and beyond. The ceiling, which was 12 feet high, was supported by pearlescent pillars of bone and ivory, fashioned from unknown creatures. The only light from the hall came from the open door the party stood at the precipice of, though even this dim light was caught, reflected across the worn brass handles attached to an array of doorways on the walls, ceilings, and floors.
Will you need lights?
Yeah, the surface dweller's gonna need something to see. I'm gonna take out a torch.
Rhal, go stand by him.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'd better stand near you as well.
The woman used Elias's torch to light the candle of her lantern.
Yeah, you bunch of normies. Can't see in the dark.
What
Yes.
losers?
While the hallway continued forward, each door ahead seemed to pose a question, a choice. The door that was first was immediately on the floor in front of the team. Two more on the right wall, one on the left wall, and a final door on the ceiling quite some ways ahead, only visible to those with dark vision. At least Balance thought of it as being a ceiling, orienting the hallway as being a straight passage in his mind, despite its many turns.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna need some clarification here. Are you saying that we're in some sort of Alice in Wonderland shit where there's a literal door on the floor and on the ceiling, and then two on the right, one on the left? Am I understanding this right?
Yes, however, the corridor also twisted a full 360 before bending upward from their current orientation to passages yet unseen beyond. All of the team members who made hissing noises required a sanity saving throw.
Yeah.
I'm just assuming I'm drunk and this is a natural thing.
12.
A small bit of blood trickled down Rhal's nose as Balance questioned if gravity could even function in such a place.
It's fine.
Okay.
I take an arrow out of my quiver and just throw it ahead of me.
Balance threw the arrow ahead, and it fell rightward toward the floor, which was oriented toward the wall.
I am so confused right now.
Oh my god, what is happening right now?
Zaltanna gained 7 stress as her mouth opened and closed.
I am very stressed out right now.
How stressed do they get when they see me walk on the wall?
Fuck this shit. I'm going back to the room where everything made sense.
Lady Thunderheart, we need to keep moving.
What's keeping all y'all back there? Come on, let's go.
Second door, on the right.
Which right? What right?
I don't remember.
What do you mean you don't remember?
Oh my god.
Wait, if I pause right where I'm at in the hallway, 30 feet into the room, it looks to you guys like I'm standing on the right wall, but to me, using the central path as a guide, there's only 2 doors on the right side of the central path. So...
What is behind these doors? What are the differences between each option we have here? Explain.
Each door is the entrance to a different place.
Different realms?
Caulfield is correct.
Thank you.
Things are shifting here, and quickly. I cannot tell you for sure what is beyond any of them. I can only tell you what was behind them.
I can already feel a better connection to the light of my lord. So, perhaps we are beyond the temple?
If we open a door and we do not want to go there, can we shut it before we walk through?
Of course. Unless someone were to shove you through it. But that would be foolish.
That would be foolish.
And time is being wasted by your hesitation.
This one's locked. You have a key, maybe?
It should be the door on the left. In the study.
Alright, I want to open the door on the floor to my left.
But if the road is always true, shouldn't we open the door on the road itself?
Okay, fine. I'm gonna open the door that's on the downside.
Zaltanna's just going to ignore all that's happening and just turn to Sindri and be like, in Dwarvish, so you guys were gonna get killed by the city guard, huh?
Yes, we believe that these city guards were corrupt. They were not to be trusted. He's opening the door. I want to watch this.
Beyond the door was a very, very large windowless room, bathed in a strange grey light that seemed to hang within an empty space like a mist. Beds broken and smashed or falling apart, tapestries decayed beyond recognition, and refuse were all signs of a decay that had long overtaken the space. As the entryway was orientated differently from the open door Elias stared through, he would have to jump through it to orientate himself on the other side. Noting that the furthest wall had a curtain over it, and with a 15 for perception, he could see a shiny silvery surface peeking back from beyond.
The team watched as Elias jumped through the doorway, orienting his center of gravity as he landed on his feet. Upon closer inspection, Elias concluded that it was a mirror, scratched and tarnished with age. He also suspected that some of the damage to the room had been recent.
What's supposed to be in here, Githa? We got a few things, but I don't really know what I'm looking for.
You are looking for a key. Stop drinking and start looking.
I don't see a key in here. I think I can just maybe hop back out.
We need to look in that room. There surely is a key, and I do not trust that man's perception.
I can hear you, and
that was not meant
that's rude, Sindri. Yeah, you hear that? You've been downgraded from Father Westpike.
Caulfield looked down into the room hesitantly, not disagreeing with Father Westpike, but reluctant to go in and investigate.
I don't trust it either.
Oh no, please, Lord of the Doors, go ahead.
Oh my god. You motherfucker.
Sindri, I offered you a drink. You're so rude.
I'll take that drink.
You get handed a flask that has not been opened.
It's all he spends his money on, and it is the best alcohol.
Yeah, Zaltanna takes a big swig of whatever the fuck is in that flask and then enters the room.
It burned, and boy did it burn like a boss as Lady Zaltanna jumped through the doorway at her feet.
Lirril stays behind to observe what the lady is doing with Rowena. She doesn't trust her. She looks at Balance. Translate this for the others, please. I do not think we need more than 2 in the room at one time. The rest of us should wait here.
Balance will translate that.
Father Westpike looks back and just nods his head.
Can I get that flask back, please?
She takes another really quick swig and tosses it back to you and then starts looking around for a key, I guess.
And what was Rhal doing?
I'm looking in the door. I'm going to be in the doorway as much as I can to keep any door trickery from happening. I don't want to I want to be the bind between this hall and this door so that nothing crazy happens.
Within the room, Elias and Zaltanna searched for a key.
Oh, I'm gonna idly kick at one of the destroyed beds. I want to poke through it with my toe.
With a 13 on investigation, Elias could not tell how long the broken form before him had laid in ruin, but he also uncovered little else beyond possibly a splinter.
She looks at Balance and suggests in Undercommon to the Lord of the Doors to look in the back of the door for a key and to look at her reflection with her palm out in the mirror to see if anything changes, if the key appears or the reflection is different.
You hear Balance translating, but there is a notable gap missing at the end of that. Balance is not suggesting touching the mirror at all, and in fact...
Not touching it, just holding the hand out in front of it, not touching it.
No. He doesn't even mention the mirror. He's just like, yeah, Zaltanna, why don't you look behind the door?
I will 100% take an investigation for you, steering very wide and clear of that mirror.
I take it that you guys had some bad luck with a mirror.
That is an 11.
And an understatement.
I don't know why you guys sent the person with 0 wisdom down to do investigation.
We didn't send you.
You jumped. Sorry. Zaltanna grabbed the door, pushing it slightly closed and searching its back face, finding nothing of note. However, with a 7 on perception, Rhal noticed a mirror on the far end and took the opportunity to stare at his feet, while Rhal noticed the form of a ghost behind Balance. The shrieking lady moving to push him into the room, requiring a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, fuck. 18.
As Balance felt a sharp push in the bottom of his back, and although he managed to not be pushed through the door, he recognized the sensation as familiar. As Lirril moved to strike the shade with her thorn staff, it simply disapparated into a dissolving haze, reappearing behind Lirril and shoving her instead, requiring a dexterity saving throw.
3.
Quick reflexes, try to grab her. I rolled another 18.
Balance, confused, looked up at an aggressive and off-balance Lirril and quickly calculated that she intended to aid him but was now off-balance. Without thinking, he extended his hand to catch the drow-like elf in a gesture not unlike a ballroom dip or perhaps a human bridge. Though awkward as it was, he did prevent her from falling in.
Alright, I'm dangling over the door holding on to Lirril's arm like, oh, Zaltanna! Help! Zaltanna! Muscles!
Oh my god, okay, I'm gonna go over and help.
Wait, we're at a 90-degree angle, but the gravity, so Lirril's basically just laying on the ground in the doorway, but I'm confused.
Just as Lady Zaltanna, Lord of Doors, made her way to help them out, she could see the form of the shrieking lady pass through Balance and Lirril, the uncomfortable, chilling sensation that followed, forcing them into a cold sweat. The shrieking woman was quiet, and her face was unmistakably one of despair as she reached the far end of the room, placing one hand on the curtain.
No!
No, not the mirror! Not the mirror!
She looked back at Balance.
I told you. You should have left. You should have left.
Before ripping the curtain down and vanishing in front of their reflections in a scratched and broken mirror.
Zaltanna's not looking at that mirror.
Everyone required a sanity saving throw, needing to roll over a 15.
21!
17.
Oh, thank fucking Christ. 16.
I rolled a 5.
6.
I rolled a 7.
Everyone who failed gained 9 stress, looking at themselves in the mirror, either standing righted or else looking through a doorway at this very bizarre orientation. But they all saw themselves in the stationary room, as if in that moment everything else had come to a screaming halt, with only themselves and the cracked mirror. Balance's reflection twisted up to lock eye contact with himself.
I couldn't stand up to my aunt when it was the right thing to do. I looked to her to follow her lead. Now I'm taking advice about right and wrong from a vengeful dwarfen neurotic dragonborn. I'm not a leader.
Rhal did not see his hooded cowl in the reflection. So exposed, his chest was bloody and raw, many of his scales having rotted or been burned away, the thin layer of skin just visible over his ribs and sickly. With raised hands full of golden scales, his reflection spoke to him and him alone.
If I had left her when I had the chance, she would still be alive. I was scared and selfish. I got her killed. I killed her. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Fuck off.
The old dwarf staring at Sindri was covered in blood. The blood of Rowena. He was slow to recognize that this was his true reflection, and as tears welled in his eyes, the reflection spoke to him.
I corrupted the innocent nature of that girl out there, and now she's dying because of me. Perhaps it was a good thing I abandoned my actual children.
Those who stared at their reflections were held in place, a sorcery, a hex apparent to all others present.
Balance, are you okay? I grab onto him and just pull him back through the door so that we're back in the corridor with the other.
Lirril did this, but found him to still be unresponsive.
You know what? I say we just leave.
I agree with that. I think we should break the mirror. No, I'm just kidding. I feel like that would be worse. I feel like breaking the mirror would be like the worst idea possible.
I mean, you said it, you think it's a good idea. I'm gonna break the mirror.
Yeah, I want to break it.
I really hate mirrors, man. I don't know what to tell you. I'd break all of them if I could.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up and punch it. Crack.
Elias calmly walked up to the mirror that seemed to unsettle those around him and punched it once, shattering it. Those who had been entranced by the mirror heard the shattering, felt it in their very core, and this sound, this sensation brought them back to reality. But beyond the physical mirror was now a dark, empty space that only Elias and Zaltanna could clearly see, and some distance beyond was the glow of a light and the flicker of movement as something fell from above, down, beyond view. Unnerving at first, the process repeated and repeated and repeated and repeated until they could figure out what it was. The figure of a dwarf. The same dwarf, middle-aged and falling as if in a loop, every 10 seconds or so. He wore the clothing of a peddler and was emaciated, covered in his own vomit.
Give me your rope.
No, excuse me, we don't carry rope around here?
What? Zaltanna takes a rope out of her explorer's pack. Thank God that little gnome guy made me buy rope.
You did.
No idea what you're talking about. That sounds good. I'm going to attempt to throw it into just an end into wherever this is and see if I can get the dwarf to grab it.
Wait, is the gravity going that way?
Yeah, there's a dwarf falling from a hole in the ceiling through a hole in the floor. It's real weird. It's weird, man. But I'm gonna try to catch him. Sir, you gotta grab the rope. Come on.
It was the third or fourth try when Elias finally was able to catch the falling dwarf with his rope, catching the figure around the shoulder before pulling him up and out of the hole. It was not an easy feat for Elias to perform alone.
Yeah, no, I don't know that I want to actually... I'll grab the back of the rope. I'm not going to grab Elias.
With the aid of Zaltanna, the dwarf was pulled up from the hole. He had black, greasy hair and a strange horseshoe-shaped scar over one eye, shaking heavily as he found his footing on solid ground.
Thank you so much, friends.
What's your name, fella?
Valen Ironshot.
And as Sindri's ears perked up, recognizing a voice from his past, and as Elias noticed a key on a string around the man's neck, something began to stir within the hallway. Dark Dice, The Long Road, Chapter 18, The Dreamweaver. Featuring Brewster as Rowena Granitepike and co-DM, Eyþór Viðarsson as Father Sindri Westpike, Tanja Milojevic as Lirril, Drew Tillman as Elias, Casey Edison as Zaltanna, Arch as Balance, Neil Martin as Rhal, and Travis Vengroff as co-Dungeon Master. Also featuring the voices of Carolyn St. P., Sabine Novaković-Wagner, Sam Yao, and Ladybeard. This episode was produced and edited with sound design by Travis Vengroff. Originally edited by Neil Martin, with audio cleanup by Finnur Nielsen. With mixing and mastering by Marisa Ewing of Hemlock Creek Productions. Featuring executive producers Dennis Greenhill, Carol Vengroff, AJ Punkin, and Maico Villegas. With associate producer Xian Francois. This episode featured music by Neil Martin, Stephen Mullen, Brandon Boone, and Travis Vengroff. You can hear the other version of this episode by going to The Lucky Die and listening to their amazing podcast. Please do it. You know you really want to because it's a lot of fun. It's episode 50 and it's a lot of fun to listen to. So go check out The Lucky Die. To support this production, please share your thoughts with friends, family members, co-workers, cult members, wherever you lurk on the internet or within the darkness you dwell. You can also help us eat and keep the lights on over at patreon.com/Fool and Scholar. This is a Fool and Scholar production. Thank you for listening.